people were asking for this recording, and I'm going to mute everybody. So if for our speakers, when you're ready to speak, you guys can just unmute yourself. That way we don't have background noise. So like I said, thank you guys for spending your Tuesday evening with us. We are really excited. I think this testament of having over 25 of us here gathered tonight is just going to show how much people are hungry for an additional revenue stream and for community and connection and fun and health, and just really creating new opportunities and just seeing what their friends and family are up to. I know a lot of you guys came on just to support us and to hear what we're up to. So thank you for whatever reason you came on tonight. I really invite you to listen until the end. Don't let your brain check out. Usually when some resistance and checkout moments come, that's a sign you want to listen even more, because it's probably something that could change your life. So stay on till the end, and just, you never know what one sentence, one word, one story that you hear that could literally change your life. And for both those of us who are sharing tonight, this company, the products and the business have completely changed our life, and we're going to share with you how that's happened. So for me, I was actually introduced to Juice Plus, the product, 8 years ago. I was pregnant with my second daughter. I just had my fifth daughter, so I now have 5 kids, and I was pregnant. I was 24 years old, and I remember I went to my sister-in-law's gym, and they had this company there that would scan your hand and tell you how healthy or unhealthy you were. So as a 24-year-old, I'm like, oh, I'm super healthy. I take what I thought was the Rolls Royce of nutrition, a prenatal, because I grew up on Flintstone vitamins, and then I graduated to the prenatal when I got pregnant. So I thought here I was, just the healthiest thing walking the earth. So when I scanned my hand, I actually got a score that was so off the charts negative that it wasn't even, or it was so negative it wasn't even off the chart. It was like way off of the chart. And so I kind of panicked, but then it made it even worse, because there was a woman who scored off, like not off the chart, but way far on the healthy side. And she was about 10 plus years older than me. And I was just like, wait a minute. I thought health meant you're young, you're healthy, then you grow old, you get sick and you die. And that's just the cycle of life. And I was so confused. And it's so crazy to think this was only 8 years ago, because now the catalyst that this company has introduced me to, health means something so different now. But in that moment, I was so confused, and I asked her, like, well, what do you eat? What do you drink? And she's like, I eat pretty normal. I'm like, so you eat burgers and pizza like I do every day? And she's like, no, but I eat Juice Plus. My mom's had me on it since I was a little girl. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I'm like, oh my, it was literally like, oh, like godsend. So I asked 0 questions. I'm unlike many of people I've talked to where I had 0 questions. I just was like, sign me up. It makes so much sense. And I've been taking it ever since. So I've been flooding my body every single day for the last 8 years with 30 plus fruits and vegetables in my body, no matter how my diet and lifestyle looks at the time. So fast forward about 2 years later, by this time I had my baby. And by the way, when I went to my next doctor's appointment, my doctor actually recommended Juice Plus. So it was even more of like an, yes, this is like godsend. And so I kept taking it. And about 2 years later, my mom was asking me, like, do you still take your allergy medicine? Do you still go to the doctor? And I was on 3 prescription medicines. And I'm like, no, I haven't taken them in about 2 years. And I realized the correlation. And so I went to my daughter's school. So now it's like a couple years down the road, my oldest daughter's school. And there was a Juice Plus woman there. She had like a table with a tower garden and shake samples and all these things. And I saw the logo and I'm like, oh my gosh, I take this stuff. I love it. We've been taking it for a couple years. And I'm like, what is this? What is that? And at the time we had just moved into our new home. It's all concrete. I always dreamed of having a garden, but I wasn't able to because we didn't have the land. So the tower garden again was like, oh, like godsend. And then the shakes, I was a busy mom not eating. And so when she's like, it's not, when I tasted it and it wasn't like the nasty, chalky, like nasty stuff that I was used to my husband drinking, I was like, I want everything. And so that was the moment that, like I said in the beginning of this call, you can either ignore things or you can open up to them, and you never know when they'll change your life. And I was almost about to ignore it. She's like, you're ordering everything from the company. You clearly love it. Why don't you be a distributor? And I was like, oh no, like I have a degree. I thought I was way too cool for doing any type of sales or network marketing or anything. I didn't know any better. And I'm like, no. And then she's like, there's no inventory, there's no quotas, you're not going to have Juice Plus in your trunk or in your kitchen, you don't have to have, like, it wasn't the traditional thing that my brain was thinking. So I'm like, fine, I'll sign up for the discount so I can make money back on my product. Once she said I didn't have to meet like a quota or anything. And I'm like, but I am not selling it. I will not sell this to anybody. And so I signed up, and where I will say my life change was I went to an event where a doctor was talking about Juice Plus, because our product is backed by tons of science and research, and we have doctors who put their name behind it. And I will never forget hearing the correlation between disease and food that we're eating and the lack of food that we're not eating. So I had the double whammy. I grew up on top ramen, cup of noodle, hamburger helper, canned vegetables, frozen foods, and then I wasn't eating any fresh whole food. So I wasn't getting the good stuff, and I was eating a lot of the bad stuff. And it's no wonder that I scored so far off the charts on that test. And so it was one of those things where it was a light bulb that went off, and I left that night and I have never looked back. I felt like this moral responsibility to share with every single person I knew that we have a missing gap in our diets, and that's why we have so much disease. And I heard the statistic that 80% of our diseases that we face, from thyroid issues to cancer to diabetes to being overweight to acne to allergies, like all these things could be prevented and reversed just through diet. 85% of them, 80 to 85%. And I was like dumbfounded. And so ever since then, I've been changing my habits of how I eat, and slowly taking things out that don't serve my body, adding the things in that I do, and using this product as a foundation. So I will wrap up my side of the story before I turn it over by saying, on the business side, I was reluctant. I was not going to be a salesperson, but after that night, I couldn't stop talking about why everyone I loved needed Juice Plus. So I had my whole family on it, and then I got a nice little check in the mail. So we talked about what we would do with those extra $500. I got that check in the mail, and as a stay-at-home mom who was dependent on my husband, I was like, wait a minute, I could actually make money by helping people learn about how they can be healthier versions of themselves. Like, sign me up. And it just like clicked, and I was unstoppable after that. And since then, I've moved up the ranks in our company. I'm almost at the top position. I'm close to getting full benefits. So as a stay-at-home entrepreneur now, and my husband being a business owner, we're looking to get those benefits. So it's so exciting for me to be able to add to the table. Not only I've contributed over 6 figures to our household over these years, but I've also get to say, we're almost there. I get to bring benefits to the table as well. And so that's like what excites me. On a monthly basis, I could pay my car note. I could pay our mortgage if I needed to at times. Like, I put that money towards all the wants and needs that my heart desires. And it's just so refreshing to know that I have control of a growing paycheck. So that's my story.
Come on in here and get your stuff.
Oh, I'm going to meet you. I literally could go on and on and on, but I'm going to pass it over to Lon. And I can't wait to hear her story and for you guys to hear it as well.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you. Wow, Krista, that was an amazing story. So I'm 32 years old, and I'm originally from Massachusetts and currently living in Auburn, Alabama. So that was a huge adjustment for me. And I'm a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company, and I have been with them for almost 3 years now. So, oops, sorry. And before I became a partner with the Juice Plus company, I was actually a consumer for about 6 months. And before I was introduced to it, I went to see my doctor a month before and to get my blood work done. And I didn't understand why my health was taking such a toll. Like, years before that, at 26 years old, I experienced that my hair was falling out like in clumps. My skin was breaking out, and I had no energy. I kept getting sick every single month. I got strep throat every single year. And at 26 years old, I was waking up with aches and pain. And it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was like waking up and it was like spider webs in my body. It was like very stiff. So I was also eating organic. I was drinking water. I was working out 6 to 7 days a week. And I was taking a multivitamin and vitamin C, which was, I learned that was terrible for us. And the doctor told me that my blood work was good. That was like the first time, or I wanted my doctor to tell me something was wrong with me because I didn't know what more to do to make me healthy. I was really frustrated and angry. So a little prayer, and I was Lisa Swift, who is my mentor, and she is my upline. She's also a holistic health coach. She Googled best nail salons, and she found my mom's salon where my sister and I was working. And I was eavesdropping because I was really desperate for something, because I really was driving myself crazy doing all this juicing and all this stuff to make myself feel a tad bit better. And she told my sister that Juice Plus was pretty much 30 fruits and vegetables in a capsule and was backed up by research. So that night I went online and I looked at the research. I saw Yale, I saw Vanderbilt, I saw MD Anderson, all these top hospitals and universities. And I was like, wait, hold on. I'm not as smart as these universities and hospitals, so I'm going to get on board, and I am so happy that I did. And I haven't missed a day of my Juice Plus in over 3 years now. I am 32 years old, and you guys, I feel so much younger, healthier, and all those issues that I had are completely gone. And the one thing I was really happy was that I haven't had strep throat in 3 years since I've been on Juice Plus, and the pain that was in my hands from doing nails for 15 years, you guys. I've been doing nails for 15 years. So go talk to your nail girls. I know most of our women are here, like, go get your nails done and juice your nail girl. And I am so grateful that Lisa share this with us, and it was a godsend thing. And I don't know what else I would be doing, how my health would be. I probably would be like still super depressed about my health, because at 26 years old, who wants their hair falling out in clumps? You know, like I used to have big balls of hair and just throw it in the shower and just, I got tired of crying about it. I started laughing about it because I was like, there's nothing else I could do about my health. So I was already eliminating like the alcohol, not really, but the gluten, the dairy, the sugar, the processed foods, and I really needed coffee though. So I was pretty much needing coffee before Juice Plus, but I was pretty much doing the Shred 10, what was telling us to eliminate, and I didn't do like Shred 10 before Juice Plus. So when I got into Juice Plus and was like, oh, you should try the Shred 10, I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I already am eliminating all those things. All I needed was the Juice Plus, and that was the missing link for me, because I realized, you know, with where I was working with the fumes and the toxins and all of that, and in the world that we live in is increasingly getting toxic from the quality of the air and the water and even our food. It's being depleted. We can't get enough fruits and vegetables, you guys. We need more, and we need to flood our bodies every single day and detox every single day. So I'm very grateful that I get these premium plant powders in the capsules that Juice Plus provides. And as for the business part, I am very close to my grandfather, and this is the necklace he gave me. And in February of this year, he passed away. And a few years ago, when he was sick, I decided that I was going to fly up and go see him and take care of him. So if it wasn't for this business, I would be dead broke, you guys. I wouldn't have been able to spend the quality time with my grandfather in his final years. Like, I got to the point where I was sitting there in the ICU and I was working my business from my phone, helping other people get healthy, helping my team build their business. And I was like, that's it. This is it. I got to give Juice Plus 100%, because one, I didn't get sick from being going back between the rehab and ICU for my grandfather and my grandmother too. So I was taking care of both of them. I never got sick. And then I was like, I'm tired of trading dollars for hours. So I know most of us may have a job that if you don't physically go somewhere or do work, you're not making any money. No money. So I'm like, That's it. I want to spend more time with my grandfather. So I decided to give it Juice Plus 100%. And thank goodness that I did. Now I get to say, I'm going to do work when I want, where I want, with who I want. And it's been such an amazing feeling. And the impact that my team and I have made from the people around us, it's been incredible. I get to wake up and say, who do I get to help today? Because I really do have a gift. And I'm so blessed for this community too, because when my grandfather passed away, the love and support from the Juice Plus family, I have never felt so loved, you guys. And another great story about how this community just wants to support each other and love each other and are just really, really good people is I met Crystal in Austin at our most recent conference, and that was October, and that wasn't even a month ago. And here we are on the Zoom call, like trying to help each other, help more people get healthy. Like, how freaking awesome is that? You know, who does that? You never would be in a room full of people that are like, I think it was like 7,000 people at conference, and we're high fiving strangers and all of that. Like, it was so fun. And then she links me up with Jocelyn, which I cannot wait to meet in person. Like, I can't wait to see these two and like hang out with them and like create more amazing memories together. So like, I want you guys to hear it from Jocelyn too, because she has an amazing story. So Jocelyn.
Hi. Before I get started, Crystal, are you able to mute? I think her name is Kalia, because it keeps going to her every time we're talking.
Yeah, so sorry. I thought I had muted everyone. I didn't even realize that. Thank you. Yeah.
No problem. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Jocelyn Stevenson, and I'm a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. I've been with the company about 1.5 years now, and I've been taking product consistently for 2 years. I started off super skeptical about the product because I personally thought that I, like Crystal, was as healthy as I could be. Like, you know, I was a competitive gymnast back in the day. I stopped when I was about 17, and I competed for 8 years. So I thought, you know, my mom cooked for me. I was doing everything that I could. I was taking all my vitamins that I needed to take. And I, you know, logged onto an event like this, and someone was talking. It was Dr. Greg out here. I'm in Los Angeles, so he's in Studio City in Cairo with us. And he had been talking about how it's just fruits and veggies. And I was like, maybe I could use some of this, because I'm probably not eating enough of fruits and veggies at all, especially with my busy schedule. I was working 15-hour days at the time and traveling months at a time out of the country. And so I went home and I told my mom, I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And she actually was like, this is something I've been looking for. And I was like, okay, cool, then I'm going to get it. So I got the product, and I had been taking it consistently. About 2 months in, I noticed, my friend and I had started at the same time, I noticed that my energy, I just felt so good. And I turned to her and I was like, wow, this stuff really works. I was shocked because I felt like I had tried so many different things and pretty much owned all of Whole Foods, and nothing really seemed to, like, I couldn't feel a difference. And so 2 months in, I started taking the product consistently. I noticed my energy had changed, and then my skin started to get like a glow to it, and I started kind of breaking out less. So my friends were like, wow, what are you doing? And so I started to kind of just naturally recommend the product. But 4 months into taking my product, and this is why I will never stop taking this product, because for 6 years, I actually suffered from kidney infections, and I'd end up in the hospital about once a month, and with an IV in my arm for fluids and antibiotics, because I couldn't even keep down water. I would have like 105 fever. I felt like I had broken ribs, and I was just so sick. And all the symptoms kind of happen within an hour, and you're just so ill that you can't even, you're like paralyzed and you can't move. And so 4 months in, I realized that I had not been to the doctors or the ER to get that IV. And that's why I will never stop taking this product, because my doctors told me, like, some women are prone to these things. I did candida cleanses. I did raw vegan. I did literally everything I possibly could to try and help my body to figure out what was going on. And my best friend at the time, she used to get them even worse than I did. So I was like, wow, am I really going to have to live with this for the rest of my life? I thought it was miserable. And I know a lot of women are probably going through this, and they get UTIs and kidney infections, and it doesn't feel good. And so after 4 months, I have been, for 2 years, been kidney infection free. My doctors were wrong because they're not really educated in nutrition. I think they have maybe a 5 to 10 minute segment. And so that's why I will never stop taking this product. And it's changed my family's life as well, and gotten some of my closer family members off certain medications. And it just really goes to show the power of food. And when I first started taking this product, you guys, I used to weigh 100 pounds. I'm about 128 pounds today because of this product and taking my Juice Plus capsules. And I also do the shakes 2 to 3 times a day. And it's helped me gain that extra weight because I was completely malnourished. I literally walked around with a bobblehead, and I didn't realize how sick I really was. And my job was stressing me out. And so I had started referring, people to the product, and the person who told me about it, they had said, why don't you just set up as a distributor? And I said, okay, well, a couple months in, I started working the business, and I was working 15-hour days, you guys, like literally 2 phones in my hand, flying across the world, and not having any time for myself, living for someone else. And I was like, wow, well, I like to make extra money. And after about, I'd say 8 months, I put a comma in my check with work. But I was really amazed when I saw that in my bank account. I was like, what? Like, there's a comma in my check. Is this for real? I was like, wow, this extra money is really nice, because at the same time I'm working and I'm making this extra money. I'm like, wow, like this is incredible. I really believe that there's no good business without a good product. And this product literally blows anything out there out. Like, it's just so amazing. And so I started working the business. I'm on the verge of senior sales coordinator, and I'm going straight to the top because this is my mentor next to me, and I love this company. I love what it's about. I love the community. I love that I get to work with my family and my mom and my friends and see them not only get healthy and fix maybe some health issues that they've been dealing with, but they're also getting paychecks, because this business really, really works as much as the product does. So I'm going to introduce my mentor, Cheryl Cortese, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about the company and herself.
Well, it's very exciting for me to be on this and to work with Jocelyn and all of you. Crystal, David, I've worked with for some time over the years, and so I love that. I love the stories. I love the whole, just the whole thing. And it's a shock to me because I've been with the Juice Plus company now for 32 years. And I started when I was about 2 years old. I want you to know that now. But anyway, I really never expected this to be my career. My background was education. I taught at one of the universities in South Louisiana, which is where I'm from. I live out in LA now because I have a grandchild, and grandbabies rule. So you can work anywhere with this, and that's a great thing. But 32 years ago, I found myself in a situation where I was suddenly single. I really had, I thought, lived what was pretty normal, comfortable life. I had 2 children. They were middle school at the time, and I was teaching at a university. And then everything just kind of came apart. The whole economy in South Louisiana moved to the Middle East because petroleum, oil, and gas was our business. And when that moved to the Middle East, everybody's jobs went with it. And so you saw people really suffer in the way that they do with any kind of economic depression. People lost their jobs, they lost their homes. Many marriages came apart. Mine was one of them. And all of a sudden, it was a very frightening situation. Both my parents were gone by that time, so it wasn't like I could take my children and go home. So I had to really try to expand my perception as to how I could create income, because teaching in Louisiana is a wonderful profession because I love children, but the income from it was just not enough to keep us above struggle. And so I came across this company, and at first I was like everybody else. I thought, well, I don't know. I don't think that's anything I could do or would do. But I really needed the extra income. And I thought, well, I could do it part-time. I love the idea of the products. The products made sense. And so it was going to be that bridge, I guess you would say, to fill that gap between what I could earn and what I needed desperately. And so, but it was just amazing because I fell in love. I just fell in love with the whole thing. I fell in love with the product. I fell in love with the people, the company, for 32 years. Now our company will be 50 years old here in next year in 2020. But for the 32 years I've been with them, they have been wonderful, supportive, caring people. And they really, if I look at our company president, Jay Martin, he started this company 50 years ago. It was his baby then, it's still his baby today. And his focus was to really empower people, not only with products that really helped people and were, supportive of the basics of life, but really to give people a way to create income. And so the people have always come before, I guess you would say, the money from a company standpoint. I love that. If you look at our history as a company, we were the company that originally introduced smoke detectors for the home. We actually invented that product. I wasn't around then. That was in the early years with the company, but they went from smoke detectors, diversified in the early 80s, to water filtration and air filtration. And then 27 years ago, entered the field of health technology with Juice Plus and the Juice Plus family of products. And what a wonderful thing, because not only, for our own health and well-being, but for the people we love and those we come across on a daily basis. Juice Plus has just been amazing and still is. And, fruits and vegetables and berries and omegas, people are not going to stop needing those things. They're very basic to life. All of our products have been the safety products in the early years, then water filtration and air filtration, clean air, clean water, and now today, pure food. And for myself, the products turned out to be something that I really didn't expect much. It was new. I had never really done well with supplements, so I didn't take them because I have a very sensitive system. But I was one of those people that stayed sick all the time. I caught every virus that came along, and I thought I was healthy because I didn't die. I just got over it, as far as the bronchitises and the colds and the flus. And so I also had something which they didn't really have a name for it then, but I'd had it for 20 years. It was called fibromyalgia today, and I stayed in a lot of pain all the time. But again, that was something that I just felt like I had to learn to live with. And so I started taking Juice Plus because I noticed that some of the other folks were, they were looking good. They looked like they felt good, and I wanted to feel good too. And so I didn't take it thinking it was going to make a big difference. But after about, I guess, 8 weeks, I woke up one day and I didn't have any pain anywhere in my body. And I thought, boy, this is a good day. And it's been a good day ever since. And we're a lot of years down the road. I'm much healthier today than I was 32 years ago. Okay. And I feel like it's one of the greatest blessings of my life. From a business standpoint, again, I didn't really expect this to be my career. It was going to be part-time. By the end of that first year, though, I had created by far much more income than I ever hoped to create as a teacher in a year. And so I decided school was out and this would be my full-time career. And it has grown across the globe. Today, as an organization, our team, just our team, not our company, but our teams market over $10 million worth of Juice Plus every month. So, it's big business. And I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it, is that, it's very simple. Fruits, vegetables, berries, omegas, people, those things aren't going to get old. They're not a fad, but they're simple in the way that we can bring it to people in a convenient, simple form. we can grow up in this, as most of us do, part-time. Part-time can grow into full-time. Full-time can grow into a massive, powerful career. And we see a lot of people that has happened for, and we see more and more, growing and growing up with us as that happens. So I think we're just really blessed. We're in, I feel like, the best place and the best time with the best company. If we look at our society today, and not just the U.S., but worldwide, we live in a world where food is it's harder and harder to come by really nutritious food. We have a lot of preservatives and chemicals that we take in daily, not only through food, but through breathing. So there's so much that the body has to deal with, and yet Juice Plus gives you that nutritional infusion, you might say, of good support, foundational support for a good, healthy body. And that's been proven over and over and over, not only in watching people all these years and myself and my family, but through the research that you heard mentioned. And if we look at our world today and our country, we're economics, as far as the country is concerned, we seem to be in a good, stable place today. And yet so many people, need that additional income to really have, the quality of life and be able to do the extra things that they would want to. And many people too, just needing, careers or jobs or additional income. So we're kind of the best of both worlds. And I love the happiness and the emotional revenue that comes along with watching Jocelyn grow up and watching, Crystal David and her story, and, all of you that, you get to be part of other people's success. And emotional revenue is a very important thing too. Happiness certainly has its rewards. And so we're a great combination of all of those things. So I'll turn it back over to you, Crystal, and just happy to be here tonight. Jocelyn and I were working together this afternoon, so I kind of got invited here at the last minute, but I'm blessed for it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cheryl. And I was just getting so excited listening to you and picturing you guys over at your house. I always love anytime I've got to go to Cheryl's house under her mentorship, whether it's an event or a training. I always love when we walk in, you're like wowed by her beautiful home. And then she's like, these 3 little bottles. So it's just really cool to know that she can go from that place where she went through the divorce and losing all the things to building a whole stable and lasting lifestyle through one company and one product. And so it's just amazing every time I hear your story, Cheryl, and thank you for taking the time to be with us. So as I close this out, I do want to just let you guys know that we are constantly sharing through ways of events. One of my favorite things as I wrap this up that I love to share is I had a lot of skepticism in the beginning, like I shared, like, oh no, I'm not a salesperson or whatever. And so I loved how Jay Martin, our president and founder, I remember he did a training one time and he shared how when Juice Plus first came to the market, it was going to be marketed through like celebrity and endorsements and billboards and things like that. And then some things happened, which I love sharing that story, but for sake of time, I'll fast forward, and it just didn't work out. And so the cool thing, it's actually a cool story. O.J. Simpson, because his nickname back in the 90s was Juice, he was supposed to be the face of our product. But the reason why I love to share that is because when OJ had his life turn and it didn't work out for the Juice Plus company, Jay Martin, our president and founder, said, how are we going to market our products now and not let it ride on the morale of one man or one woman or one celebrity? And so he did his research and found that word of mouth marketing is the most effective form of marketing. And so what I love about our company and product is that it's so simple that no matter who you are, see, I'm doing this with all my kids, and we can do it in all forms of our life. What I love about it is so simple. It's something that everybody everybody needs and everybody can share. We all need food and we all need more money. And so I just love that it's just as easy as saying, oh my gosh, have you eaten at that one restaurant, or have you seen that movie? We constantly are endorsing things that we love and that are beneficial to us. And so I really just want to invite you tonight that first of all, thank you for allowing us to share our excitement and our stories, because we, like Jocelyn said, I believe all of us will never stop taking Juice Plus. So we'll always have a story, because it just gets better and better every year. I have 100 stories. I can tell you about picky kids. I can tell you about my husband who doesn't eat any vegetables still to this day, but he's like, but I took my Juice Plus. I can tell you so many stories, but so my point of all of that is, thank you for getting on and letting us share our excitement with you. And we hope that if nothing resonated with you, nothing stood out, that you want to try the product, or maybe you want to join us on the mission of making some more money, that maybe you'll just be inspired to make one simple change in your life, whether it's drinking more water, or adding an apple to your diet every day, or cutting out something that's not serving you. We hope that we can impart our mission, which is to inspire healthy living around the world. So please take something with you that we want to impart. Go move around, do something with your lifestyle that's beneficial. But hopefully something stood out, something like, hey, let me try this stuff and see what it does for my body, and let me do this. We have the shred, so a lot of us do the shred, like Jocelyn shared. She lost some weight. She gained weight, and then there's people who want to lose weight. And really what I love is the shred is not a diet, it's just a lifestyle. It's a program that will help you, just like Lon shared, like add in the Juice Plus product line so you have the healthy meals and the healthy nutrition, but then gives you the guidelines, the cookbook, the support, the community. So if you're somebody who's like, oh my gosh, I want to maintain throughout the holidays, get ready for 2020, join us. We have an amazing community of people who's doing the shred. If you're not into a program and you just want to add the products and try them out to see what giving your body proper nutrition looks like, please let us know about that. And if you're looking for some extra money in your life right now, I don't know anybody, no matter how much money you have, who doesn't have a need or a desire for more money. The more money you have, the more bills and things you pay for. So there's always an opportunity to make some more. So if you're somebody who would like to learn more about what that looks like, please get in contact with us. And so as we close it out, really, we would just love to hear from you. We had over 35 people on tonight, so please just connect with whoever invited you and just share with us what stood out for you. Like, what did you enjoy? What did you learn? Even if you're not interested in anything yet or right now, just connect with us, because we'd love to hear from you. And lastly, I will say, we have calls on Thursday night. There's other calls that we have on Monday nights, and then we do in-person events. I know Jocelyn, Cheryl, and I are out here in LA area, so we're going to be, I'm not in LA, but I'm in SoCal. We're going to be doing a dinner with friends, so we're just going to pick a spot, meet up, and just connect and talk business. So if something stood out and you are in the SoCal area, we invite you to connect with us about that on the 14th. And just stay connected. We're always doing events, so you could invite people in to learn this information as well. And have an amazing night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so